These days, everyone's talking about the latest Nike Air Max drops. But what if we told you most of them are actually re-releases of hits from the 90s? If you lived through that era, you'll probably recognize a few of these classics. They were the pinnacle of style and the ultimate object of desire. But do you remember the most iconic ones? Let's find out. Released at the very start of the decade, the Air Max 90 became a true landmark. Its bold silhouette, sharp lines, and that bigger air window stole the spotlight. Walk into any store in the 90s, and this was the model on the pedestal. With its vibrant colors and aggressive design, it symbolized a certain kind of cool that still brings a nostalgic smile. What's wild is that decades later, the Air Max 90 never went out of style. It's been re-released again and again with new materials, collaborations, and colorways, but always keeps that original flair. It's a staple in any collection of vintage sneakers. If you had one in the 90s, you knew it was pure status. The Air Max 95 burst onto the scene with zero subtlety. Inspired by human anatomy, yep, the layers represented muscle fibers and the sole resembled a spine. It was too bold to ignore. The gradient grays with neon accents made it unlike anything else on the market. In American schools, it screamed, "I've got style, and I know it." While it raised eyebrows at first, the model became a phenomenon. It popped up in music videos, ads, and became a street culture staple. Over time, it faded, only to make a roaring comeback through re-releases. And each time it returns, it somehow feels fresher than ever. A perfect blend of retro swagger and modern love. Feeling all that nostalgia? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. We've got a lot more iconic throwbacks on the way. Inspired by Japanese bullet trains, the Air Max 97 looked like it was sent from the future, or straight out of a late-night MTV video. The wavy lines and metallic upper stood out from everything else. Plus, it was the first model to feature a full-length visible air unit, giving it that all-tech, all-show vibe. It wasn't everyone's favorite at first, but it quickly found its audience. Rappers, skaters, or style rebels made it their own. The countless re-releases since, some loyal to the OG, others completely reimagined, prove one thing. The 97 wasn't just ahead of its time. It still is. The name said it all. Big window. At a time when the air unit was still a novelty, the BW pushed it further with a massive heel bubble, a tech flex in sneaker form. But it wasn't just about innovation. With crisp lines and striking colorways like the legendary Persian Violet, it exuded confidence. It made a huge splash in Europe, especially in electronic music scenes and streetwear circles. In the US, it was more of a hidden gem until recent re-releases helped it resurface. Today, it holds a cult classic status, loved by those who know their nostalgic sneaker history. Arriving at the end of the decade, the Tailwind 4 embraced the loud and proud spirit of late 90s design. With dynamic lines, bold paneling, and visible air units at both ends, it looked like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Not subtle, and that was the point. Though not as universally known as others on this list, the Tailwind 4 has built a cult following. Modern re-releases and collabs with streetwear brands have revived its legacy, making it a hidden treasure from the 90s. These days, wearing a pair says, "I'm not just following trends, I'm setting them." The Air Max 180 was one of Nike's boldest experiments. The goal? Create an air unit that touched the ground directly. That's right, nothing between the air and the pavement. It gave the shoe a unique bounce, and its design matched the ambition. Vivid colors, strange curves, and that neoprene collar that hugged your ankle. It didn't dominate shelves like other models, but it won over hardcore fans who appreciated something a little weird. In the best way. Over time, the 180 saw several re-releases, each celebrating its offbeat charm. It's the kind of sneaker that makes you ask, why don't they make them like this anymore? The Air Max 93 wasn't flashy. It was refined. It introduced the neoprene sock-like fit to the Air Max family, giving a snug, futuristic feel. The Air unit in the heel also evolved, now bigger and more rounded, adding a fresh twist to the formula. It never grabbed headlines like its siblings, but it built a loyal fan base that appreciated subtle greatness. When it reappeared in original colorways years later, collectors rejoiced. For many, it's the quiet hero of the Air Max lineage, a soft-spoken reminder of how much personality even the low-key 90s sneakers had. By the mid-1990s, Nike wasn't just pushing boundaries, it was bulldozing them. The Air Max 96 arrived with sharp lines and layered panels that gave it a sense of motion, even when standing still. It fit perfectly with oversized jackets and baggy jeans, the ultimate 90s uniform. While it flew a bit under the radar compared to the 90 or 95, those who wore it knew they were onto something. And when the re-releases hit years later, it brought back that raw, kinetic energy of the decade. If a shoe could capture mid-90s chaos, it was this one. Bright, bold, and full of attitude, the Air Max 2 Lite was a lighter, more playful cousin in the family. Its curved overlays and eye-popping color schemes made it feel tailor-made for the loud vibe of the 90s. It wasn't just a shoe, it was a statement. It never reached mainstream glory, but it didn't need to. Those who rocked it knew they were ahead of the curve. When Nike brought it back years later, it instantly reconnected with the nostalgic crowd, especially those who missed when sneakers weren't afraid of color. Did we miss one from the list? Drop your favorite in the comments. And if you're into bold kicks, don't miss our next video. 9 colorful 90s sneakers every kid was obsessed with. Pure nostalgia, guaranteed.